What's going on, y'all? This is Rob with CinemaBullyZ. Today I am going to talk about picking puppies out of a litter. Now, people that I know that have been in this game for a long time still have this issue of picking out the best puppy in the litter for their program or to place in a co-ownership home. And there's certain things you need to look at when you're evaluating puppies. I recommend that you keep the puppies, for at least 8 weeks old, minimum, all the way up to 12 weeks old, to ensure that you get the best pick or best picks possible for yourself or your program in general. Now, I've had litters where the biggest dog ended up being the best dog. I've also had litters that the runt that barely survived turned into the best dog out of the litter. So you really never know, and vice versa. I mean, I've had dogs that were big that didn't turn out to be the best dog, and I've had the runts that turned out not being good, and they, stayed being a runt, or, there's something wrong with them. And that's just stuff that I've seen. I mean, I haven't really had any issues with any litters that I have had when it comes to health issues or genetic defects. So that being said, when you're evaluating these puppies at birth, people post stuff, oh, this is a hitter, or this is going to be the next, big thing, or the game changer, or, blah, 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 blah. Come on, bro. You don't know jack squat until that puppy is up, moving around, seeing what its head shape is turning out to be, its angulation in its rear. Like, there's, a whole bunch of stuff you gotta look at. So how are you gonna say a newborn puppy is the next hitter or next big thing? Guys gotta quiet down with that stupid crap. I mean, it's embarrassing. Because then I want to see all these puppies that were hitters in the next big thing now. I want to see pictures of them. I bet you half of them look like train wrecks. So, you can say whatever you want, but I'm a realist. I said I don't sugarcoat stuff. I tell it how it is. I don't care if I hurt people's feelings. I don't care if somebody tries to hurt my feelings. It's all good. So, when you get these puppies, like I said, I don't even look at them really until they're 6 weeks, moving around, playing. And there's a lot of factors that go into what I do to make my picks. So, first thing I do is I get them all outside. I don't bring my puppies outside to play until they're 6 weeks old. Until then, they're in the whelping box with their brothers and sisters and their mother, and they play with whatever's in the whelping box. They usually have toys hanging up in there, and they're, playing, so I can see how they are. Like, I can see, which ones have more drive, which ones, more playful, that want to play, the ones that are more standoffish, all that stuff, comes into play for me when I'm looking at these puppies. So, once they are up, moving around, playing, and doing their thing, then I start to evaluate them. So, I look at their head shape. I look at how far their eyes are apart. I look at how wide their muzzle is. I look how clean their fronts are, how much of a chest drop they have, how wide their chest is. Then I look at the rear. I look to see if there's any sort of things going on with their rear, with their legs being kicked in or kicked out. They're waddling. They don't got their feet underneath of them. That's all stuff that you gotta look at. I'm not saying there's something wrong with the puppy. But, I try to pick the ones that, you know, get all their stuff together by the time they're, you know, 6-7 weeks old. If they don't have their feet underneath of them and they're moving and, you know, playing and all that stuff, then that's most likely not the dog that I'm going to go with. So then I go towards the rear. I look at their tail. I look how long it is, if it goes to their hock. I look at the angulation in their rear. And then, you know, you look to see if they're cow-hocked or they got straight stifles. You know, so then I'm like, okay, you know, if the dog checks out with all the things I have, that's going to be one of my top dogs I'm going to look at, you know, upcoming the next, you know, 2 to 4 more weeks that I'll have the puppies. So that being said, then, like I said, I go outside with them. So this is my test. And then I see how they run. I see how they play. I see how they move. See if, like, you know, when they turn, if they fall over, like if their legs are underneath of them, you know. Not saying, like I said, not saying there's nothing wrong with the puppies. But I try to pick the ones that already got everything together. You know. So from there, like I said, I look at the way they move. Then I take into account how playful they are. If they're scared, if they are standoffish. I don't want a dog like that. I want a dog that wants to run and play and bite its brothers and sisters and go chase, you know, frogs in the yard or, you know, chase toys and stuff. That's the dogs I like, because I know that they're going to have a good personality and they're going to have that drive that I like in my dogs. So, you know, that's all stuff that you got to really look at when you're looking at these dogs. Then also, I mean, obviously, you check their bite, see if they have a clean bite. And then, besides that, I mean, that's pretty much everything that I look at when I'm evaluating these puppies. So, if, you know, your puppy checks out with all that stuff, and then there's other little miscellaneous things I look at too. For example, if the puppy has a lot of wrinkles, I like wrinkle puppies, because that tells me that that puppy got a lot of skin and a lot of room to grow into something. So that's something that I look at a lot. I definitely prefer American bullies with wrinkles. You know, they could have a little bit of wrinkles, or they could have over-exaggerated wrinkles. Like Mimic. Mimic was a wrinkly puppy. She looked like a Shar-Pei. And then CinemaBullyZ Furion, he had slight wrinkles, but he had a very big, blocky head and a big, nice, blocky muzzle as a puppy. And he was thick as a puppy. He was a very thick puppy. And then CinemaBullyZ Obsidian, he looked like a platypus when he came out. His muzzle was almost as wide as his head, and his eyes were further than his muzzle. And look at him now. He has 23, 24-inch head, and he's a year and 3 months old. And he's about 75 pounds. So, I said, and then Furion, he's, you know, 23-inch head, 65 pounds, pocket. And I picked both of those dogs, you know, for myself in my program. The same thing with CinemaBully's Queen of the Dam. Picked her. She has a smaller head, but she has the wrinkles and she has the head shape. And she has a nice 90-degree stop. And that's another thing, too. The muzzle. So the muzzle, I look for a puppy with a 1-finger muzzle to a 1.5 muzzle. Sometimes 2-finger, depending on how big its head is. But usually I try to go for the 1-finger to a 1.5-finger muzzle for a puppy. Because that tells me that that puppy's going to have a nice 90-degree stop, you know, right there where the nose and the forehead is. And it should give that real tough, mean-looking bully look that people like, and I like. So, and that, like I said, that's another like little miscellaneous thing that, I mean, does come into factor when you are evaluating these puppies. So, I hope this helped you guys out. And then, obviously, you take all the puppies to get health checked, make sure they don't got heart murmurs or any type of hip or joint problems, so the doctors will feel all that and see if they have any, what's it called? Like the protruding like belly button thing. It's like when their intestines kind of pokes out of where their umbilical cord was. I forget what the name is called right this second. I'll write it in the description when I remember. But if they have that, that sometimes goes away. Sometimes you got to get surgery for that. Most vets will try to spay your dog for that. Don't let them do that. Just get it fixed. It's like a $300 surgery. Just get it fixed. So that being said, that's the things I look for when I'm looking at these puppies and how I make my picks. So hope this helped you guys out, you know, of examining what you guys have, and hopefully you guys pick the best ones. And you know, I'll see you guys in the show ring, and you know, you come up to me and tell me, yo man, that video helped me out, thank you, you know, I got this dog because of that. And I'll be like, cool, bet, because I like to compete against the best. I don't care who you are, I don't care who your dog is. Half these dogs, I don't even know their names. I just think they're, you know, nice dogs. I mean, it don't matter to me what the dog's name is or who owns it. But, you know, I like to go in the ring and I like to compete. In anything I do, everything I've done in my life, I'm a competitive person. I enjoy it. And I strive to get better if I'm not winning. So, every loss, I don't take it like personal, but I do apply it to my program, and I make adjustments and I work harder. And that's just the person I am. So, like I said, hope this helps you guys out. Let me know, comment, you know, comment below, like, share, subscribe, you know, send this video to some of your buddies if they're having issues with picking their puppies. Go over the things I told you, and you should get the pup you want. All right, guys, take care. Later.